Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2006 Ford Ranger XLT. This Ranger SuperCab is painted in dark shadow gray metallic. On the remote fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, and panic. You do have storage on the front door panels, and you do have power windows, locks, and mirrors. It has a medium dark flint interior, and XLT models came standard with cloth seats. The front seats are manually adjusted. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. This truck does have the 4-liter V6. The Ranger is Ford's well-known entry-level pickup. Ford actually first used the name Ranger in 1958 as a model from the short-lived Edsel brand. Ranger was then a trim level of the F-Series and Bronco. Finally, for 1983, Ranger became the name of a new compact truck from Ford to replace the outgoing Ford Courier. The Ranger would then receive a redesign for 93 with a much more rounded aerodynamic look. For 98, the Ranger got a substantial update that included revised exterior and interior styling, along with a good amount of suspension and chassis updates, among other mechanical changes. From 1998 all the way up until 2011 when Ford discontinued it, the Ranger didn't really change that much. In fact, from 93 to 2011 it retained the same basic body shell, and from 98 to 2011 much of even the interior stayed completely the same. Between 98 and 2011, however, the truck did get some mild updates every couple of years to keep the styling fresh, with 2006 marking the last major refresh. The engine lineup also got some adjustments over the years as well. From 94 to 2010, the Ranger was also rebadged by Mazda as the B Series in North America. By 2011, compact trucks weren't selling that well, so Ford pulled the plug on the Ranger after 2011 for North America. For 2019, however, the Ranger would finally make its return to the North American market, this time as a midsize truck. This new Ranger was none other than the Ranger T6 generation, which had been introduced back in 2011 in, at that time, international markets only. Anyhow, trim levels for the US market 2006 model year Ranger included XL, STX, XLT, Sport, FX4 Off-Road, and FX4 Level 2. Available cab styles were the regular cab and the extended cab branded by Ford as SuperCab. This SuperCab is a 4-door, so it does have the available rear-hinged opening rear doors, which the 2010 Ranger XL I just uploaded did not have. There were 3 available engines for 06, and these included an economical 2.3-liter inline-4, a 3-liter V6 with significantly more torque, and an even beefier 4-liter V6, which is what the truck in this video has. All 3 engines can be paired with either a 5-speed manual or 5-speed automatic transmission. Rear-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive were your drivetrain options. The instrument cluster houses 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. You can also go between your trip computer and your odometer with this button. The hazard switch is on top of the steering column. It has a 4-spoke designed leather-wrapped steering wheel, and it does house your cruise controls. And the steering wheel is tilt only. The parking brake is foot operated. You have your exterior lighting switch, panel dimmer, climate vent for the driver. There are grab handles in the A-pillars. And right here is your high beam, turn signal, and wiper stock. On this side is your column-mounted gear shifter. Overdrive toggle button is right here. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents, a 12-volt power outlet, fog lamps. You have your four-wheel drive control dial. You have two-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. Below that is an actual cigarette lighter, which can be used as a 12-volt power outlet as well. And right here you have your radio head unit. It is AM, FM with a 6-disc CD changer. I was not expecting to find a luxury like a CD changer in a Ford Ranger, but here we are. And you have your single-zone manual climate controls, very simple, with your fan speed, temperature, and different zones. Ashtray or storage, and you have your passenger airbag switch. Little storage area. You do have a front bench seat, so you can sit 3 across. And this center armrest, you can open up to reveal a bit of a storage area. Only the passenger sun visor has a vanity mirror, but the driver's one does get a little card holder of sorts. Manually dimming rear view. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. The driver's window is automatic down. This Ranger XLT rides on these 16-inch 5-spoke aluminum rims. This XLT is powered by the Ranger's top engine for 2006, which is Ford's Cologne 4-liter naturally aspirated V6. It has an iron block, aluminum heads, single overhead camshafts, and 2 valves per cylinder. Horsepower is rated at 207 at 5250 RPM, and torque is rated at 238 pound-feet at 3000 RPM. This truck has the optional 5-speed automatic transmission with low gear selection, and this Ranger is also a 4-wheel drive. Running on regular unleaded with a 19.5-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates for a Ranger like this one are 14 mpg in the city and 18 mpg on the highway. It has an independent front suspension and a solid rear axle with leaf springs. It also has front disc brakes and rear drum brakes. Towing capacity for the Ranger in this video should be about 5,580 pounds. As you can see, you do have 2 jump seats back here. Fold away. Sliding rear window. Coat hook. And rear passengers do get cup holders. And you also have little areas of storage on the back door panels as well. But as for space, I mean, these are tiny, tiny little back seats. I mean, if you need them in an absolute pinch, you have them. But it's very much not ideal for full-grown adults. But then again, at least you have something. And the fuel cap is on the driver's side. Single exhaust. This one does have, of course, rear camper shell. The Ranger SuperCab has a 6-foot bed, which provides 37.4 cubic feet of space. But it is really nice having a spray-in bed liner. And I don't believe that base model 2010 Ranger I filmed recently had that. I believe that was just like a bare bed. So that's always nice to have. Interesting to compare this 06 XLT, which is quite well equipped compared to that base model 2010. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2006 Ford Ranger. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.